What's up, everybody? Getting my camera straightened out. Now, I'm going to lead off today's segment with what I don't have a whole lot more information about the power outages in North Carolina, but I do have a little bit, so we'll bring it. And I might be able to tie a few pieces together. And I'll ask your opinion on things. I don't know. We're going to find out. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And I want to wish everybody a great week ahead and a happy Monday. And I hope that everybody's doing well. Yeah, so let's dig into this right quick. Let me get out of the way. I'll put myself in the bottom corner right here. I'm really cold in here. I don't have any heat on this side of the shop unless I run one of those big blower heaters over here on this side, and they make a ton of noise. So I'm a little cold, so I'm going to be kind of like trying to move. I think it's about 35 degrees in here right now. The other side's heated. I've got it heated, but right now, this to keep the noise level down so that I can do this, that heater that could normally run would be so loud you wouldn't hear it over the microphone. So please forgive me if my words sound a little bit mumbled. That's because I'm very cold. You might even see my breath. All right, let's get to this, guys. North Carolina. Home here is where I live. Massive power outage in North Carolina was caused by gunfire, damaging substations, leaving 40,000 without power. This right here, you see, that's a West End, this Moore County area, I guess, is where this is at. And I'm familiar with that area. I've got ties to that somewhat from years ago. But West End, the claim to be is, this is what I'm asking about your opinion. The claim to the whole thing is there was going to be a child drag show. An all ages friendly drag show. Not where they race cars or anything in the Rockingham area where they actually get on stage and men flop around with quite scantily clad clothes on in front of kids. It's not cool. And then into this article here, I'm going to go into that a little bit further on the few things down, and you're going to see what's happening in Texas, by the way, with that movement and what's going on with that. It's not liked by many people. So anyways, the drag queen event was going to take place in Southern Pines, and it was going to be an all-ages theater show. And I think it was probably, I would not be surprised. I'm not saying this was, but by the same people that were doing this in Texas. Okay. Well, there was a lot of protests leading up to this to happen by the left and the right. The Democrats and Republicans, they both did not want this to go on. And it was forced upon the public. So possibly this could be retaliation because they want, I don't know. There could be something to do with that. And they're going to blame Super MAGA Trump supporters. But in all honesty, I think it was everybody that I've talked to that lives in North Carolina that's heard about this, knows about possible why it happened. And I asked them what their opinion was. This was from the whole weekend of me being out and about. And they said they were fine with it. If that shut down that show and didn't happen, they were fine with it. Now, you tell me what you think in the comment sections. Would you be willing to suffer just a little bit without some power and have to kind of figure out things to save those kids, to keep them kids from having to see that? I mean, what would you do? I'm just looking at it like that. I know sometimes those inconveniences and everything, and some people have to heat their house with electricity, but imagine the long-term effects of what would happen to those children if that show would have went on. I'm not supporting violence. I'm just saying, because they're going to say it was Trump supporters. It was everybody. Nobody wanted that to happen. There was 15 people, and those were the ones that wanted to go to the show, and that was not enough to say that's a majority. So that's kind of where I'm thinking possibly. Anyways, what do you think in the comment sections about that? And here, this is what I'm talking about. This is in Texas, guys. Venue will cancel. I'm getting heated up now. My blood's starting to pump. Woo! All ages drag event for the rest of the year. This is a canceling. They're canceling this happening. This was in Texas. And here's, I think, a Starlighter venue in San Antonio, Texas has canceled the rest of their all-ages drag events for 2022 after journalists made a video report on what was happening inside. And reading through the article, without boring you to death, I can't play that. It's got music in the background. What happened is there were instances of you could actually see a lot of really borderline what you do with between male and child, or adult and child. And then there was children being left there unattended by their parents, and just, gosh, I hate to even say what else is in it, but it's not good. And it has to do with the fact that they're they're acclimating kids and acclimating the public at the same time for some weird stuff, man. And somebody should have North Carolina those people right there a long time ago. Tell me what you think. And here, check this out. So here's Herschel Walker. Supporters scream. All right, check this out. A Herschel Walker supporter screams during Senator Kennedy's speech that Obama is the altar of the devil. I kid you not. I'm like, and? What do you think? The mainstream media articles putting this out like, I can't believe somebody would say that, and that they're going to call him the devil. But, dude, come on, man. Like, come on, man. I think maybe this is where, like, the mainstream media is helping us out a little bit, because it's kind of like everybody's seeing what's going on. So, kudos to that person. All right. And then they say former President Obama, too, by the way. Former. Talk about misinformation, guys. Anyways, Mel B. I know, who cares about the Spice Girls? Don't care about the Spice Girls, but this is just let's just call this a indication of a cancer that feeds upon itself. And this is Hollywood, guys, and so this is where everybody's starting to wake up and figure out which direction they want to go. And Mel B, she's getting older now. And the older you get, the more conservative you get, no matter what, because you're just around stuff and you go, wait a minute, this isn't right. But Mel B says divisive late night host is the worst celeb she ever met. Now, who would this late night host be? Let's read down here. Said Spice Girls on Britain's The Big Nasty Show Friday, December. Said that James Corden. That's who it is right here. Said Mel B, latest person to come down hard on James Corden, to whom she dubbed the biggest D word. Well, thank you, Mel B, for pointing that out, and may you keep spreading the word, because this is where it's at, man. Crooked Secretary of State. They won't even call her the other thing yet. See that right there? That's good stuff. Katie Hobbs had Twitter silence her critics in Arizona prior to the gubernatorial run. The data from, I guess, M.O. versus Biden. Help me out here, people. But what that means is, so, okay, over the weekend, I think it was Friday, they Elon Musk released a bunch of information on Twitter about what was happening in the silence and how believe it or not, I hate to say it, but both parties were asking for silencing on Twitter. It was both people. So let's get that out of the way, people and trolls in the corner. But it was a severe favoritism from one side, and as much as I hate to say it, but we should have never asked them to do it, and none of us on our side. But it's one of those things where, it's proven that both sides are a little bit wonky, and that could have came from a lot of different places. That could have been from rhinos, whatever. This doesn't say who exactly we're asking for that kind of treatment on our side, but it happens, and so we'll lay it out on the table. But it was favored to the Democrats, probably 95 to 5%. Democrats got 95% of their request made, and if nothing else, everything was altered and walked the other way on our side. And then, so there's a lot of words in there I can't say. But anyways, that's what's happening now. That's come out with that right there. And Canada offers a veteran and a former Paralympian assisted suicide when she asked for a stair lift. This woman fought for her country, and she was injured, and she's lost the use of her legs, I think, and she has to drag herself down the stairs with her wheelchair in front of her so that she can get down and up and down certain stairs, because I guess the housing in that area, they've got screwed up housing for people. That's not even right for somebody that's disabled to be living in. But anyways, instead of offering her a chairlift, they offer her suicide.
For Christine Gauthier, the fight to get a wheelchair lift in her home has been an uphill battle.
I have to crawl down the stairs on my butt with the wheelchair in front of me to be able to access my house.
While pleading her case to a Veterans Affairs case manager over the phone in 2019, she was told something that would leave her feeling shocked.
If things are so hard at this point and you just can't keep going on, and we can assist you with aid to die.
And she's not the only one.
Holy crap. Holy crap. That's where we're at, guys. Nigerian leader issues warnings. Weapons sent to Ukraine are ending up in the hands of terrorist groups in North Africa. We've known that they do this all the time. Trying to let somebody know, hey, Biden. But in this opening address, the 16th summit of the heads of state and government of the Lake Chad Basin Commission, LBC, held the conference in Hall Presidential Villa Burori, who is also the chairman of the summit, in a situation in which he had heightened a proliferation of the small arms and light weapons called the reawakening of the border security of the countries of the region. They have their language is really different, so they use a lot of everything in there. It's okay. I'm down with that, actually. I kind of like it. Kind of gives me a little bit of a spin. But So regrettably, this is quoting, the situation in the Sahel and the raging war in Ukraine serve as major sources of weapons and fighters that bolster the ranks of the terrorists in the Lake Chad region. A substantial proportion of the arms and ammunition procured to execute the war in Libya continues to find its way to the Lake Chad region and other parts of Sahel. Weapons being used for the war in Ukraine and Russia are equally beginning to filter to the region. Yeah. This illegal movement of firearms into the region has heightened the proliferation of the small arms and light weapons, which continues to threaten our collective space and security in that region. There is therefore the urgent need to expedite collaborative actions in our border control agencies and other security services to stop the circulation of all illegal weapons in the region. Good. CIA. Oh, here we are. This is Fair Use Act. I'm not using this to make any kind of advancement in my channel. This is just used for content to show context of conversation, by the way, YouTube. So I just want to clarify that right here. And this is Saturday Night Live. I don't watch Saturday Night Live anymore because of the fact that I do realize what direction they've went completely. And every once in a while they throw us a bone, though. And when they do, it's kind of like this right here. How about this? This is them.
President Biden signed a measure that would force railway workers to accept a deal that averts a strike but does not include paid sick leave. Why do you expect Biden to care about sick leave when he shows up to work every day with full-blown CTE?
So that's them taking a shot at, right recently, Obama took a good shot at him. Yep. And so here we are now. Oh, Uncle Joe, we just don't let him, we don't let him know that the lawnmower's not on, but we just let him sit on there and make motor noises. That's not really a quote, but it's close enough. Something along the lines of that. Talking about dementia patients, And 22-year-old, last but not least, 22-year-old South African rugby player Evan Roos, hospitalized after collapsing following plane trip home. Must be that climate change. Must be the climate change. But hospitalized upon his return, collapsing on the I started feeling dizzy. I was sitting in the living room and collapsed on the way to the bathroom. I felt as my eyes wanted to close, but I couldn't stand up. Ross told us, and so you should see the people who, when they check out, they do some weird thing where they start moving around in a circle. They put their hand in there and it look like they're being chased by something, or something's coming to get them and they're trying to stop it. It is so crazy, the videos of people that have that sad sudden adult death syndrome now. I've watched videos of them, and dude, it's weird. They'll dance in several circles. This is no joke. I've seen it. This is not photoshopped, and I'm not saying what causes it, but I think we can all kind of come to the agreement what we know what's going on, if you know what I'm talking about. But people that's had that, especially in China, because they've got so many CCTVs out there, that you watch these people, man, they turn around, looks like they see something coming for them, and they try to move in a circle, and they put their hand out to try to stop it, to get away from it, and then they just fall over, and they're froze up. Quite strange. Are they being scared to death? Because what are they? Because they say that stuff when they put it in you, you can connect. It makes you connect to some other weird stuff. I'm trying not to get too much into the rumble area, but let's just look at this right here. There's many instances where they say that stuff that they put in you will change something in you, and it starts to replicate, and it can be a receptor to something. And they're running CERN all the time now, open up these stupid things. There's circles in the sky. I can't say exactly what they are. Frank Shot Peterson on YouTube, check him out. Explains a lot of this, and it shows cattle moving in circles. It shows ants moving in circles. And people are doing something weird, like I don't know if they're connected to something, and I don't know. You tell me in the comments what you think about it. I could be going into a really different area, and you're probably like, where is he going with this? But there's something really nefarious to the fact they want every single person to have that and keep having it, keep putting it in you. Want more. You can't got to get more of that stuff in you. Quite strange how they're advocating for that. Well, anyways, let me get out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Monday. Happy rest of the week. Anything in the comment section, let me know, and I'll do my best to get to everybody. I'll do my best. I'm really busy, but I'll do my best. Thank you, guys. Lots of love. God is in control.